Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel, Niddleman. If you're new, please subscribe and remember to follow me on Twitter at Niddleman. Now this weekend I saw the movie Hell or High Water. This is a movie that was flying really far under the radar. I didn't even know it was playing at the theater until I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's got Ben Foster and Chris Pine in it. I'll go see it. And I was blown away. This movie really took me by surprise. I really didn't even hear anything about this movie. And then afterwards I was looking it up and it had been getting good reviews and stuff. But I really think this movie is flying under the radar for a lot of people, and I really recommend you guys go see it. And here's why. This movie, it kind of has nods, or I would say the tone of it reminds me of No Country for Old Men. Now, if you didn't like No Country for Old Men because of kind of the slow burn of that movie, kind of the pacing is a little bit slower, you probably won't like this movie. Now, me, I liked No Country for Old Men. And the story of this movie is basically about Chris Pine and Ben Foster are brothers, and they're bank robbers. They're robbing small amounts from these different banks, and the reason why you'll find out when you see the movie. And the story is just really compelling. This movie also has Jeff Bridges, who is the cop trying to find them. And all of these characters have this really good dynamic with each other. They're all very believable. This is the first time I've ever really seen Chris Pine in kind of a more rugged type of role. Usually he plays like the clean-cut, generic guy that you kind of forget about. This movie, he's a lot more rough. Ben Foster, he's always really good at kind of playing that guy that's like right on the tipsy level of being psychotic. You know, he does that in a lot of movies, and he does it really well. And he's the same thing in this movie. His character is very like, man, he's really unbalanced up in here, you know what I mean? And Jeff Bridges, he's just this cop that he's about to retire, and this is kind of one of his last, I gotta outsmart these guys type of thing. Now, overall, this story, again, it's just really captivating. It's a very simple story, but right from the opening shot, they have one of those long tracking shots where it doesn't cut away, but they don't like make it super obvious. It's one of those things that when you, like, if you're paying attention, you're like, wait a minute, it hasn't even cut away yet. And I thought that was really cool the way they did it. And right then I was like, oh, this movie's gonna be good. And there is just some violence in this movie that's really intense, and really, you know, there's a lot of movies that they will be violent, okay, like The Matrix. There's a lot of violence in there, but this is one of those more realistic violence movies where it doesn't glorify it. It doesn't make it, it's not like a lot of movies where guys are getting shot left and right and you really don't care. This is the kind of movie that when there's violence, it's real, it's rugged, it's real tense. There's a lot of really tense scenes in this movie where something simple is happening, but you're just sitting there like biting your nails like, oh God, what's going to happen? And that tension stuck with me because after the movie, I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, this is a really good movie. So again, I'll sum this up. Okay, acting, top-notch. Story, very well done. If I had to say any negatives about this movie, I would just say the fact that the pacing is a little bit slow for me. There was a couple times where I'm like, okay, let's pick it up a little bit. But overall, it is a very good movie. I really suggest you guys go see it. And I'm going to have to give this movie girlfriend material because it's amazing and there's only a little bit of dryness to it. All right, guys, have you heard of this movie? Have you been anticipating it? Do you plan on go seeing it? Let me know below. Also, stick around for some more movie reviews if you can handle it. Go.